Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Good morning, Mike, Julie, Mai, JW, Ricardo, B. Good morning. Steph, PS, how you doing? Hope everyone had a terrific weekend. So I'm trying to get my microphone to be in the right place this morning. There we go. If it isn't one thing, it's another, doggone it. Yeah, hope everybody's doing great on this wonderful Monday, August 8th, 2022 day. I'm glad to be here at work today. Very glad. Okay, so first let's just look at the SPY here. The SPY has been trending up. We can see this with the this blue line here. You can see we've been trending. And you can see that inside that trend we have areas that gives us definite heartburn. But that heartburn, as long as we can control it, actually turns into something pretty good. So a little consolidation, a little bit of a setup maybe. Let me make sure this is on. There we go. There we go. So this is the SPY here, this little pink, whatever color that is, fuchsia, pretty color. You can see that this morning we're popping up a little bit after this little bit of sideways disturbance. You can see this blue line right here goes right across, gives us a little bit of resistance right in there. Here's kind of what I see on the SPY if we're trading the SPY. Hey, good morning, Mike, Thomas, Fred, how are you? Aaron, Huel, how you doing? I see this red box as a supporting area. This was set up as a buy last week inside this red box. Now that we've broken out, that's still a buy in this area. Targets I see up here is, well, we still need to get through this 415.65-ish. I know we're peeking through it right now, but there's a big difference between peaking and actually getting it done. And we need to get that done because we have this resistance up here. If the bulls can hold in this area, then I think I'm looking for 420.80 followed by 435.85. Of course, we're going to have some serious bullish push in here. And that runs us up into a bit more resistance. You can see that right through here. Let me just put a big old line right in there. Look where you have touches, both coming from the bottom and coming from the top, right through there. Pretty important, right there. So that's the big target for right now. We're going to have to chew through a few little problems here, so I don't want anyone thinking that's where we're headed just with a snap of a finger. It's going to take a little work on behalf of those bulls there. The Qs, I didn't mark up the Qs. I realized that a little while ago. I can do that real quick. So let's just leave this line right here. I'm going to put that line right there. I'm going to set up maybe some target areas. Let's see, target area, probably have to have one in this area right here. And then let's come up and fill this gap. Right there. There we go. And now we'll just come over here. Put that up there. So I see a possible, we'll call it 12% up here. We need to put this little tool in. There we go. We'll do that right there. And we're going to paint this, paint it what? Paint this red. Make that line a little bigger. And then I think I'm going to adjust it a little bit. We need to, there we go. So, whoops. There you go. I was talking to myself, you guys. Sorry about that. I just turned the microphone on. We haven't gotten too far, so we're good. So on the what I'm looking for, if I was trading the Qs, I would be looking for a buy in here or a breakout of this box. Something to be very, very careful of is this downtrend line. So really, when I'm thinking about the chart, I have to put Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Good morning, Doug. I have to put as much in my favor as possible, and I've got to ask myself, is this doing the right thing buying underneath that trend line? Well, it's up to each trader. It's not, it's not some hard and fast rule, but you certainly want to make sure that it's there. So let's do this. Let's since we're looking green right now. So let's say we were to buy this in here and it comes up and then it does something like this. Well, it's a no-brainer. What am I going to do? I'm going to close it out. It's pretty simple. The other option is simply wait till price moves over this area. Let's make that a little bigger. There we go. When price moves over this area, sets up again right in here, and then we can buy in there. So two ways to look at that. Bottom line, really what I want to point out, what I wanted to point out here is the Qs, they are running up against resistance. Resistance is just a speed bump in my personal opinion. And if you can't negotiate speed bumps very well, you're gonna have a problem. So you got to negotiate speed bumps. Take it easy. Be careful. Stay cautious. Let's take a look at PayPal. PayPal is moving up. We've got a nice bottom here. I love the way it gapped up. Here we've pulled back. This could be opportunity. I say could be opportunity because I don't want to look to buy this without a buy signal. I've got 42% up here to 137.77. There's no guarantee it's going to get there. There's a few problems along the way. Here's one at 122.90. Here's one at 113.10. And there might be one right here, right about here maybe, 104.90. Anytime you are buying a chart that's not making all-time new highs, you're going to have problems to the left every single time. So if you don't like these problems, the simple answer is go find charts that are trading brand new all-time highs. Blue sky territory. Other than that, I like to trade those, by the way, but there's an awful lot of stocks down here turning around, and this is where I'm going to focus. So here we've got a nice trend up right here, and here we have a nice trend breakout or breakout of that resistance. So that gives me that feel-good feeling that the bulls are involved here. So I'll watch for that buy in this area. My stop is set. Targets are in place. Some things we want to think about when trading a chart, some things that I want to think about when I trade a chart, is trade smart. And to trade smart, you've got to have a few rules. You can't just willy-nilly go out there and buy something. And you can't buy something just because somebody else buys something, because if you don't know what they're seeing or doing, then, well, you're going to get willy-nilly results. So I want to always be trading in the trend, trading in the direction of the trend, and I want to be trading in the direction of the market. So the trend is up. Okay, gold star. My market that I generally use is the SPY. So the SPY is up, gold star. From there, let's come over here to URA. From there, I want to look for, I want to plan my trade. So I want to plan a stop, I want to plan an entry area, and I want to plan target areas. Pretty simple. Now, I would like to say it's all that simple. There are some other little things that a person needs to know. We can't cover them all here in the morning. We're glad to cover them in the trading room, just as Doug does with right way options. So anyway, here's a UAR. We've put in a pretty nice bottom. We had a little bullish engulf Friday, nice little flag Friday. Let's do this right here. Nice little flag, there we go, Friday. And it looks like we might be getting a breakout of that flag. That puts the next target area up into around 2360. Now, I've said this time and time again. If I was to buy this and it moved up here and I made enough money, I'm going to close it out. It doesn't need to touch that line, doesn't need to go up here. I always have to keep myself in check and ask myself, why am I here? And it's to make money. Pretty simple. That's why we like to trade. Let's take a look at pins. I better get going on these. Pins had a nice gap up. So the gaps are so simple to trade. You can do this on intraday charts as well as the daily chart or weekly chart, any chart you want. I'm just going to talk about it here on the daily chart. So when a stock gaps up, I want to look at that candle on the daily chart. Now, if you want to look at a 15-minute chart, just switch to a 15-minute chart, let that candle finish. Let that first candle finish. And then it's real simple. It is super, 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 super simple. It's bullish on a breakout. It's bearish on a breakdown. And the bearish side is we're just looking for it to come back and fill in a little bit, not necessarily come back down to here or lower. Just come back down into here. The bullish side, we're going to look at targets to the upside. Stop-wise, always have your stop in. And there's the targets on pins. Pins has a 23.8% little playground that I see in here. And the goal would be to make some money in this area as a swing trader. Let's see, AMD, I think, is still looking good here. I like AMD. I like the trend. As long as it stays in that trend, I'm good to go. Now, it may, and none of these charts I look at, in fact, not ever any charts do I look at, are they intended for, I'm just, sharing with what I'm looking at. But I just never think that it's going to fly right now. I'm looking for a chart that's set up, trending, set up, something that I can get into, and in a relatively short period of time, because I'm going to put all this on a live watch list and watch it live. And because it meets all my criteria, then when I see buyers coming in, when I see the chart working, then I'll look at it to consider a buy. Well, this is doing everything I want it to do. We are trending up. We are moving sideways. You can see it's moving down a little bit this morning. That doesn't bother me. I'm not looking to buy it right now. I'm looking to buy it when it sets up. Here's the box that I'm looking for it to set up in and enter, or a very slight breakout. So if it doesn't get up here, I'm not buying it. If it doesn't break out, I'm not buying it. Targets around 115.85, and then 125.25. GE, I think GE still setting up. I love that chart. I think it looks great. We do need to get above 78.40 before we can get 84, and then before we can get 88 up here. You can see the resistance area. We're popping out of the box. I like buying inside the buy box, and I like buying slight little breakouts or breakouts that pull back. So breakouts, you set a different buy box up. If we broke out, then I would have to adjust this buy box up if it went up too high. Early, quick little moves up here, that might be a buy without a setup. That is a setup in itself. Bank of America, I have sure griped about the banks this past couple weeks. But Bank of America is setting up here. Had a good finish on Friday. It looks like we're opening up right smack dab in that area right there, that buy area that I'm looking at. 35.60. If you don't get that, we're not going to get up here. So this is going to be an important line, very important line to get over. Then we'll look at 38.70, 44 for about a 29-30% maybe possible. UEC setting up. Target up here at 540, down below 475. That's a 32%. Set up the buy box. It's very clear, what it needs to do. It needs to get over that 475. If bought in this area, we just made it right up there to this one. That's a 12%. Not a bad trade. So just because we have the full playground in here, it doesn't mean that the full playground has to be traded. Riots, probably ought to put some of this up there. They've been doing pretty well lately. Nice little trend. We've kind of We're kind of out. See, this is one that might need that buy box adjusted. I'm going to wait till the market opens up a little bit. So I'm going to kind of wait for that, see what the market does here, and then make that adjustment on Riot. AUY is acting. Why didn't I do that one? I didn't do that one. Huh. Okay. Here, I can do this real quick. So the first thing I want to do is draw this trend line in here. Ruh-roh, we have a trend that we need to break out of. Now, since trend lines are simply little bumps, I mean, they only fail if they in fact fail. It does not mean that the world's coming to an end. So, because we are close to this, then I suspect a little caution should be had in here until we prove it can break out. And the reason I want to do that is because I see that there's plenty room to make money. So, you know, a target right here and put a target up here. Targets, I don't particularly like that word target. I've shared that before. I really don't like that word. But it's in the business, I guess that's what you call it. What I want to see is there room to make money? Room to make money. RTM. Room to make, RTMM. There we are. Room to make money. RTMM. So I'm going to put this here, put those lines up there. That's what I see as maybe some targets. I'm going to, you know, I'm looking at, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Bear with me here. There we go. I'm going to put a line right here too. I think I am. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go just under, well, close to under. We can make it under. There we go. And then I'm going to put what I would consider the buy box, and I'm going to make it kind of high. Kind of high. Maybe this high. Now let's just, I want to do this. Please give me a sec. Just makes it look better. There we go. All right. So this is the buy area. Inside here and inside here. Here would be above that trend line. If we started to break out a little bit here, that would be above the trend line. I don't mind breakouts. So from this candle's low, from Friday's close, that's a 19, almost 19% move to this top. So now, once it's entered, it's just a matter of managing your money. There's a couple of target areas right in there, or, you know, can you make some money? Well, at 19%, yeah, I think I can make some money. I just need to watch for that entry now. That's the big thing there. Just simply watch for the entry. I don't think this is the best entry because we're underneath that trend line, so maybe we'll wait till it breaks out. So that's the way I'm going to leave that one. All righty. I want to thank everybody. I appreciate it. Somebody just posted that NVIDIA had earnings, posted their earnings, and you can see it's down a little bit. So that may cause the market to sort of churn a bit this morning. Let's see which way it actually ends up. And remember, chop is no good to trade. Chop's a losing game, in my opinion. If you do make tons of money in chop, hey, email me. I'd love to talk to you, okay? All right, anyway, I better get out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll be back here in about 20 minutes. Let's have some fun. Welcome to Monday morning here. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care, and see you in 20. Appreciate it.